I don't think they'll play the ballad either in England. No, it wasn't because of radio. It's just because really it is the one new song that we have. And,
yeah. I mean, the idea behind the album, but it was the hard rock side of Queen, and the fact that the new song is a ballad was just actually the only new song that we had that we worked on.
yeah.
Why?
Why what?
With Richard and Lazy.
Only one song.
Well, the intention was not to put any new songs on in the beginning. It's a compilation album, as Roger said, and it's meant to depict the hard rock end of Queen over the years. So the decision to put a new song on was only the very last minute. In fact, the first cut of this didn't have it on. So it's a kind of bonus, I suppose. The truth is, none of us intended to record the song anyway. I was going to record the song, well, I had recorded the song for my second solo album. And I kind of got to a point where I didn't feel it was right, and I felt that it needed Roger and John. And when I played it to Roger, actually, he said we should actually do it as a Queen song. So this was only, I don't know, 3 weeks before the release date of this album. So we went in, did it, and it was a very quick thing, really, as far as recording the actual instruments. So that's it, you know, it was a last-minute thing, and we thought it would be nice just to have a little bonus track on the album, something new. We've talked about the possibility, obviously, you know.
I think it's probable, yeah. Later. And it's a continual pleasant surprise to find that some people are. There is still great interest in the band, which is great, and it's a great surprise as well.
Yeah, what you say is true, you know, I mean, and it bothers me, you know, I think we did say we wouldn't be Queen anymore. And the fact that, you know, this track has Roger and me singing, and it's just the three of us, is one thing, but Freddie's very much in there because the song is about Freddie, you know, so it's a special case. We hadn't planned this as like a comeback for Queen, you know, it isn't on the cards yet, it isn't. Oh yeah, we always are. Yes, I'm afraid it's our fault.
He was.
So what does it mean to you? Why did you choose the those symbols that we find here?
Oh, well, you know what it's about, don't you?
Huh?
You don't? Well, the crest is something which Freddie designed in the beginning, and it's come with us all through the years, you know, and all these little characters have a meaning. You know, the two lions are because astrologically Roger and John are Leo signs, you know. The two little virgins are for Freddie because he's a Virgo. The crab is me, and and the phoenix is because for some reason Freddie decided that we would rise from the ashes, you know, which is very strange, you know. So we thought for the Rocks album it would be nice to kind of explode this crest which has been with us all through the years. And that's what's happening in the illustration. It's exploding, and this horrible bird is kind of hovering over the whole lot. I actually like the bird best now.
For the Made in Heaven album, you re-recorded some songs like Heaven for Everyone or Too Much Love Will Kill You that you recorded and put out before. How came that all about? Was the Freddie Mercury vocal planned for another Queen record before you yourself put it out on your records?
Too Much Love Will Kill You was actually, that version was intact as it was, and that is the original version which was never released, was it?
That's right, it was made for the Miracle album,
Yeah.
but it came off because of contractual difficulties.
Yeah.
It's a mixture really, Made in Heaven. You know, it looks kind of seamless, and I think it sounds fairly seamless, but it was a real mixture of things. In some cases, Freddie recorded things specifically for the next album with us, you know. Well, this is ancient history, really. And you think that you know what a drummer's going to do, but when he started, it was just like he was thinking his way through every note, you know, and understanding what the song was trying to say. So it was night and day, you know, and only a great drummer can do that. So it is, you know, drummers are, you know, if you were programming, you know, trying to make everything. These days we try and make everything sort of perfect and good. But a drummer does something by feel, and there's no substitute for that. And it makes the song live, you know.
Another question.
Anyway, enough.
There's a video game coming out. What can you tell us about that?
Not much. I'm absolutely useless at video games.
Well, it's called The Eye, and it's been in development for 1,000 years. And if it ever comes out, I'm sure it will be brilliant. So you should ask Jim Beach, because Jim has been involved with the birth of this game. It's what is it? It's an adventure game.
It's very sort of state of the art. I think there are 5 CD-ROM discs, and it's a lot of the sound is instrumental remixes of a lot of our quite obscure stuff. It's actually, some of it is almost unrecognisable to us. It's quite interesting, and they're using a lot of the visual imagery from our sort of artworks and atmospheres and lyrics and stuff. And so it's visually quite recognisable.
You should see.
You might write something new.
Yeah, nothing planned at the moment.
But so you said when you were back in the studio doing this new song, there was the old chemistry again. So it has to be very frustrating, especially you, concerning as a live band, not doing anything else together anymore.
You're
so
right.
how is it?
It is frustrating, yeah, because there are a million offers. They say, oh, Queen can play the Tokyo Dome in 3 nights, and come and play this stadium. And it is very frustrating to say, well, actually we can't, because we don't feel we can do it without Freddie.
And I think it's such a big thing these days to gear up to something. You can't just go and do one show. You need to do a tour, and it's a really going to be 18 months project to do it. Now, I'm not saying we won't do it. I think we could possibly, something might happen, but I think we have to all, well, the 3 of us have to literally mentally give up 18 months of our lives. And we're not as young as we were, and we've got families and stuff like that. So it's not quite so easy. We're not quite as hungry as we were. So whilst it would be great to do it, at the same time there's this big hurdle to overcome, and also a slight reticence born of laziness.
So it's a possibility maybe to do another tribute concert.
No, I really do think that
You, to the Mercury Phoenix Trust, and to other charities. Yeah, it's nice to be able to. A lot of what we do spins off into charities. It's very nice to be able to do that. It's not the only reason to make music. You have to be careful about that. Music is something precious, and that's what we do, and we think it's worthwhile in its own right. And yeah, thank God, we do have enough money, and we can divert a lot to charity. And the Mercury Phoenix Trust is very much alive. We meet every month or so and discuss where the money goes. I don't know how much money has gone through so far. £5.5 million from various sources have gone through the Mercury Phoenix Trust into charities throughout the world. It's not just Europe that we deal with.
and it's still coming in about the same rate, it was something that we set up after that tribute concert, really just to deal with the revenue from that and all the merchandising. And then afterwards we did the record with George Michael and Lisa Stansfield, and a lot more money then came and still coming in from that. And it just keeps coming in, so we keep giving it out. But it was something that we thought would last maybe a year, and it's 5 years later, and it's it's still got quite a lot of money, which is got rid of on a regular basis. So again, surprise. I think that's it.
We need to wrap.
Gibt es noch, also letzte Frage?
Were you involved in the Made in Heaven movie? Short
Movie. Oh, the
BFI.
yeah, the collection of clips. We were only involved at a distance, really. The BFI, the British Film Institute, organised the whole thing, and the only contribution that we made was to look at the scripts that were sent in by various directors and to say which ones we liked. Once we determined who the job was going to go to for each track, we left them alone. And I have to say, you know, a lot of the things in there are things which we wouldn't have done. You know, I have grave reservations about I Was Born to Love You video, for instance. You know.
Ja.